If you're struggling as a real estate agent, you're not alone. But the good news is with a few simple tweaks, you can learn how to be successful in any market. In today's video, we're going to be addressing all of the negative feelings you might be having right now and supply you with 4 things you can start tomorrow to unlock your potential. Hey, what's up? I'm Mike Kramer with eXp Realty. I help new agents launch their business and top agents get an exit strategy and build residual income without dealing with tenants, termites, and toilets. Whether you're a new real estate agent or you've been selling through the busy seller's market the past few years with record low days on market averages, many agents are seeing business slow down and are feeling pretty negative about the changing market. You might be feeling you're not getting anything done despite being busy all the time. Or perhaps you feel like you just can't move the needle in your business no matter how hard you try. Or you might be endlessly planning, watching training videos, and dabbling in several different things to try to see where the leads are. Let's address each of these problems so you can be successful in any market. Being busy versus being productive. I like to define being busy as just doing something all day long, maybe with no direction. You know, it's a bullet without a chamber, or one of those birds you see in the late summer just chasing the bugs around at night where they're just flying aimlessly, it seems like. Whereas being productive, you're moving that needle in your business. You're focusing on one of the 5 income producing activities that you can do as a real estate agent. I have another video on that I'll put up here at the top somewhere. Just make sure that you're focusing on the important activities each day to actually generate leads, to follow up with those leads, and to push things through contract and close. Anything else is garbage. So there's a saying, if you take care of the minutes, the hours will take care of themselves. So even though I always recommend planning your hours out, you do have to be aware each minute what you're doing. And I don't mean write down what you're doing every minute. I just mean don't find yourself scrolling endlessly on social media. If you do, start trying to catch yourself, immediately and go, wow, I got to take care of those minutes. That's what we mean by that. Better yet, set your phone on do not disturb. You can set the times for it, the hours. I usually just, if you have an iPhone, I just turn the physical switch off and put it face down somewhere. I don't check email except for like twice a day. And social media, I do my posts either in the morning and or at night. I'll spend a few minutes checking some other people's stuff, but I really just try to focus on being a producer instead of being a consumer. Next, I already touched on, is focusing on IPAs. That's income producing activities. So again, watch that video on what those 5 are, but you want to make sure that you're actually moving the needle in your business and doing activities that focus on moving the needle in your business. Every single agent I've talked to said instead of hiring their first buyer's agent or someone else, the first thing they either did and they were happy or they wish they did was to hire an admin assistant to take care of the things that they were being busy with that weren't producing income. So hire someone else to do those things so you can focus on the income producing activities. And I understand it if you're just starting out or you're struggling, you're not going to have the money to hire an admin. I get it. That's fine. But as soon as you can, you do that so that you can scale. It's a good problem to have if you have plenty of money and not enough time, because chances are you can hire somebody to get a little bit of your time back. Another similar example is I never bought a new lawnmower. To replace it, I would need something that's at least $3,000. If I want one that's faster, I got to spend at least $4,000. But what I'm going to do is pay someone else to mow my lawn and maintain the equipment. It's all their problem then. And not only will they get it done faster and it'll look nicer, but I get that time back. And if I do the math on the hourly rate, if I did it myself, it's much more worth my time to make more calls and get more leads than it is for me to mow the lawn. So make sure you're always doing activities that move the needle in your business, truly move it. So the endlessly planning issue, right? I think a lot of new agents are guilty of this, but also agents that are feeling stuck, or maybe after the winter, they're endlessly planning and not doing anything. At this time of the year, a lot of agents just fall in the trap of, I'll start planning for next year, and they spend November, December, maybe January planning for what they're going to do in the spring. Top agents are already making calls and trying to figure out who's going to list first thing in January or February. Or if they're going to list in March, they're already talking to them now. There's nothing wrong with planning. I recommend it. Every Sunday is my planning for the week. And then every night and morning, I reassess quickly what went well, what didn't, what I need to focus more on, what bad habits I may have had, and what things were working. So planning is a good thing. Endlessly planning is not. That means not taking action, right? You're just endlessly planning. You're just sitting there writing numbers, crunching numbers, avoiding. What you're really doing is coming up with it's creative avoidance, they call that. And you're coming up with creative ways to avoid what it is you know you need to do. Because most of us know what it is we need to do to move the needle in our business. We just don't really want to do it. I know that might sound weird, but think of it this way. This is an easy example for most agents. I can tell you of several, not just one, but several agents that were hugely successful and started their entire business by door knocking in any weather, rain, sleet, snow, you name it. And these are guys up in Canada where the weather's even colder in general than it is here, even in Chicago. Do you want to do that? Most agents do not. Even if you knew that was the way to be successful, most agents are like, yeah, I think I'll just send an email. They may not even call. Don't do creative avoidance. Don't endlessly plan. Take the actions you know are necessary to move the needle. So learning and training. Another thing I mentioned is one of the bad habits where it can quickly become excessive. It's really the same thing as the endlessly planning. There's so many, especially new agents, that keep watching endless training videos and going to endless training thinking, oh, I'll just keep learning, I'll know everything. But it's really that swimming analogy I always use where, how'd you learn how to swim? Did you read 50 books and go watch 50 videos and go to 30 classes? You might have had a couple classes, like I did at the Y when I was a kid, I think. But pretty soon you're jumping in that water, There's somebody there to help you sometimes, or it's 3 feet water so you can't get hurt. You learn by doing. You might need some of the more advanced stuff, somebody to show you. You learn as you go, right? You're not going to learn it all at once. So you just do what you can, then you learn the next thing and the next thing. We have enough support at our brokerage, and I hope you do too, where you just want to get the leads and then figure out the next step as you go. If you're new, that's how you're going to learn. You're not going to learn by watching 150 training videos. Now let's address dabbling in several different things. What I mean by this is, so people thinking the new blue ocean is TikTok, and I got to get on TikTok. Oh, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, direct mailing, holding seminars, doing whatever, all these shiny objects. It's shiny object syndrome. And you keep thinking, oh, I'm not doing the right thing. I got to do FSBO leads. I got to do for rent by owner. I got to do whatever the next shiny object is. And you never learned one thing. You never focused on one thing and you never mastered it. This is similar to when I criticize people for starting multiple businesses. It's why I just shut down 5 different businesses I had in the last couple of years. Some of them were just web pages, but they're still a business. It's because I want to focus on real estate. I call it building too many bridges to Millionaire Island. You're never going to finish any of them. If you want to get to Millionaire Island, you got to focus on building one bridge until you get there. So don't dabble. You want to master. If you want to, dabble or try different things, do one of them straight for a month at least. Now, if you do something for a month, you're going to be pretty good at it if you're doing it every day. After 1 month, you could try something else and you'll have 12 new skills at the end of the year. Too many people are trying to do 12 things a day, And I don't mean things, but learn new things, right? Or do 12 different social media platforms that they didn't master any of them yet. They're pretty new to all of them. Hire some of that out if you can, right? You can go on Fiverr. You could find people to outsource a lot of these stuff, the thumbnails and all this and that. There are also free tools out there like Canva or better templates with Canva Pro for a nominal fee. Do whatever you got to do to get started. Once you start making money, you want to start outsourcing this stuff. You want to hire an admin assistant. You want to get that stuff off your plate. You want to hire people to mow your lawn or do whatever so that you can generate leads and focus on IPAs, the income producing activities. That's why you're struggling, is you're not focusing on those things. If you're doing the work, the results will come. But you have to have that faith and you have to be consistent. So now that you've handled those 5 issues, you have the tools to be successful in any market. But what does that mean? Most people think there's just a buyer's and a seller's market, but it's a lot more nuanced than that. There are at least 7 different types of markets, and they can overlap at different times. In addition, there's time of year and seasonal changes. We can go over them quickly. Let's say seller's market, there's more buyers than inventory. Buyer's market, there's more inventory than buyers. A low rates market, like we've had in the last few years with interest rates on mortgages. High rates markets, just like we've entered recently, or it was over 10% in the 80s. There's a low price market. So various factors or geographic areas can be a low price market, but it's much more common during a buyer's market. High price market, of course, the opposite of a low price market. All the homes are overpriced and they're still selling, and it's much more common during a seller's market. So a neutral market, then there's pretty good balance to everything. It's rare, but it does happen. Steady supply and demand, reasonable interest rates around 4 or 5% for a 30-year mortgage. Learn your markets. All you need to know is what people's objections are in that particular market and how you'll address them creatively. Now, I know we're covering a lot in this video, but I promised you the 4 things that you could start tomorrow to unlock your potential. One is you're going to shock your routine. If you're not getting the results you want, you can't just keep doing what you've been doing or you're going to get the same results, if that makes sense. Do something that scares the crap out of you every day. If you're terrified of door knocking, go do that for a month. If you're terrified of cold calling, go do that for a month. Get your script down until you're good at it. Embrace the suck. You're gonna be bad at it. You're gonna suck at it for the first few, right? Maybe go in a different market down the street or whatever. You're gonna be bad at it at the beginning, but that's how you get good at it. As Niels Bohr said, an expert is someone that has failed many times in a very narrow field. So get in that narrow field, fail at it so that you can become an expert. The faster you fail, the faster you become an expert. So even if you hate that activity, you'll learn skills that you've never had before, and you'll prove to yourself that getting out of your comfort zone regularly is the best and quickest way to success. Have 20 conversations with people every day. Grocery store in line, right? At the barber, call people, whatever, but have 20 conversations about real estate every day and lead with value. Don't have commission breath. Instead, find out how you can help people and have that mindset that you're just trying to help them. Stop thinking about the money. It'll come organically later. Just think, if I don't reach out to this person, if I don't call them, I can't help them and I need to help them. It's a mindset shift that will work. Trust me. They're too afraid that they're bugging people instead of thinking that they're going to help them. But you got to truly want to help them. It's not like some game. 4th one, if I may have lost count, but is to just do a little more than anyone else is doing out there. So the bar is low. I always say that. Most realtors don't even try. The bar is very low. You don't need to do much to raise that bar for you in your market and have your own value add. Do more than any other agents are doing, and you will make more money than any other agent. How you do anything is how you do everything. Don't settle for less. If this helped you out, please drop a comment and let me know. I'm Kramer the Realtor. This is Real Estate Success. Let me know what you want to see next. And remember, if you think you can or cannot, you're right. So if you believe it, you can achieve it. Go out there and make your dreams come true. I'll see you next time.